All right, in fact, you saw that report from London. Let me go back to Mr. Bukti. Mr. Bukti, let me also quote two reports. In 2015-16, Amnesty International came out with a report in which it said that enforced disappearances continued with impunity in Balochistan, clearly implicating Pakistan in that report. Then, another report came out with the EU Parliament delegation, which said EU cannot ignore the dire human rights situation in Balochistan. How do you see these recent held in London at the House of Lords? Do you think that these kind of events will be rather helpful for Balochistan and the community members?
I think such events have been held in the past by our colleagues and party members also in Geneva and United Nations and other parts of the world, and they are very positive for in order to highlight what is going on in Balochistan. And we hope, like you mentioned, the reports from the Amnesty International and also some reports have been published by the Human Rights Watch. We believe that these reports should be highlighted in international forums, and also the international, especially the Western powers, should play their role in order to stop those human rights violations. I mean, recently, the Pakistani government, especially in Balochistan, they have denied access to many NGOs and human rights groups who wanted to report the situation on the ground, and the media, international media, is completely banned, and the local Pakistani media is not allowed to. I mean, these reports that have been published by international known NGOs like the Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, I think there are more things to be done. And in order to do them, Pakistan should be forced to allow NGOs and international media to visit and report from Balochistan.
All right, Abdul Nawaz Bukti, request you to please stay on with me. Another short report that we want to play out for our viewers as the blame game over Balochistan continues, and its geopolitical location is very strategic in the region for India, Pakistan and China. In fact, both these countries are now also eyeing the same. Take a look.
Baloch uprisings against Pakistan took place between 1948 and 1977 and resumed after 2003. There were disappearances and extrajudicial deaths of many Balochis. The Balochis' chief grouses against Pakistan are poverty, exploitation of natural resources and the different ethnicity that the Balochis are proud of. China began construction of the Gwadar port for its ally Pakistan in 2002. And what are the chief grouses of the Balochis against China and Pakistan? Construction, all by the Chinese. That they employ non-Balochis as technical staff. That there's no improvement in local Balochi living standards. There's been an illegal sale of land near Gwadar, with the profits going to the Pakistan government. Pakistani troops have been stationed in Gwadar to segregate the locals from imported workers. The Baloch insurgency in Iran was crushed under the Shah of Iran from 1928 onwards. Nearly 300 Balochis were killed by the radical Islamic group Jandullah between 2003 and 2012. A total of 136 Balochis were killed by bombings between 2007 and 2010. While 16 of them lost their lives, they were executed on terrorism charges. That the Balochis are Sunni while the Iran majority is Shia. Sistan Balochistan has the lowest per capita income in Iran despite its being blessed with abundant natural resources. 80% of Iran's Balochis live below the poverty line. Pakistan accuses India of fomenting Balochi insurgency, but Pakistan was checkmated over its interference in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir when Prime Minister Narendra Modi mentioned Balochistan just in 2016. The majority of exiled Balochis are still calling for support from India. Iraq was accused of arming Baloch rebels in 1973. The former Soviet Union was accused of helping the Baloch Liberation Army. The United States supported Balochi uprisings against Iran in the early 80s. But today, in 2017, Western voices to support Balochistan are steadily on the rise. Padma Rao, beyond.
Abdul Nawaz Bukhti of the Baloch Republican Party is live with us. Mr. Bukhti, any last parting comments from your side as far as your struggle sitting there in Geneva, a lot of your party members as well, their efforts and how they plan to go about Balochistan in the days to come outside of the country in a bid to bring international attention to it?
My message to the world, actually my request to the world would be that the Chinese intervention in Balochistan, especially like the China-Pakistan economic corridor, they have been investing billions of dollars in order to build the so-called China-Pakistan economic corridor, which the Baloch people oppose as a plan to convert them into a minority and to loot and plunder their natural resources and land. I mean, the appeal of the Baloch people to the world is that to raise their voice and to come in support of them and save them from the human rights violations and Pakistani atrocities that are going on for many last decades.
Right.
And now the Chinese government have also joined hands with Pakistan.
All right, Mr. Abdul Nawaz Bukhti, thanks so much for joining us here and sharing your thoughts and your perspective on this major issue that we at WION are